Right, hello and welcome to all the listeners out there. Richard Gow here. Happy Saturday. I feel like this is the reason I am able to keep track of the days. How great. So keep track of the days with me. Anyways, right, to the topic for today. Because everyone's like heading onto the internet and everyone's looking for social connection on the internet, it's inspiring a lot more communication, a lot more keyboard ninjas behind their laptops, in their houses. So, which brings me to the point that if there are any sort of negative comments towards you for putting something out there, if you're brave enough to put something out there for the world to judge, and someone comes back and has a negative comment or has an opinion that they want to thrust upon you, let it go, right? The whole idea of the chat today is if it does not serve you, then let it go. If it is not supportive, if it's not driving you forward, let it go. This is a lesson that I've had to learn over and over and over again in my life. Sometimes even the people that are closest to you, they may mean well, they may have some sort of, credit to what they're saying, but perhaps wrong place, wrong time. So it's about filtering out what serves you in that moment. And life is all about moments, right? We've only got today. I've said this before in, a rant before, that yesterday is a memory, tomorrow is a hope, and today is the only day that you're actually alive. So today is the moment that you're in, and you've only got this moment. You can only play this moment. You can only play this hand of cards that you've got in front of you. So if someone comes at you with some sort of negative comment for something that you're creating or something that you're trying to do, you're trying to think outside the box, you're trying to make money, or you're trying to communicate with, your friends and your family in a completely different way, and someone comes at you and says, well, blah, blah, take their blah, blah and throw it right out the window, because no one really needs that. And for those of you who do type the blah, blahs out there, perhaps this is the day to think about why you would type something negative about someone. Listen, I understand. With the world full of fake and the world full of Instagram living, I get it. It's one thing to, try and type constructive criticism, but it's another thing to be nasty to someone on a public platform. I feel like there's just so much negativity going around, and there's just not enough positivity, right? There's almost 8 billion of us. There's just not enough room for a world full of negativity. So perhaps the next time you're considering typing a blah blah comment, take a step back. Think about if you were in their shoes and you were putting something out. How would it feel to receive that comment from someone? Right? So on that note, if you decide to ignore that advice, if you decide to ignore that, my own opinion, then go for it. I mean, whatever makes you happy, I guess. But the people that are receiving those blah blah comments, let it go. If it doesn't serve you, then ship it out. I was chatting to my one friend yesterday, and we were talking about how we've adapted and adopted certain frameworks, right, that have been put around us, and how we're trying to literally, like the Queen song, we're trying to break free from those things, and we're trying to change the perception around us. And it's just, it's so difficult when you are starting to live those blah blah comments as your truth. Let it go. Write your own narrative. This is your story. Every single day that you live is your story, and it's yours to tell. So take control of it today. Drop it. And on that, have a beautiful morning. And if it's evening, have a beautiful evening.